are just reserving this. It's not like it's going to ship out now and you got to hold this in your freezer for 6 months. You can choose to have it shipped out November 8th or December 6th. So it's not going to come to you till holiday time anyway. The only choice you have to make, besides when you want it to ship, is which glaze do you want it to come with. And that is, there's a honey glaze and there's also a pineapple brown sugar glaze that is going to be so rich and decadent to put on your ham. These are from Smithfield. Smithfield, oh here, there you go. See that? Ooh, it's so beautiful. Smithfield has been around for more than 80 years. They are known for their incredible pork and their hams and things like that. So we have brought Rick Roman in. He is going to tell us all about this ham, but I will just say it's simple. There's a lot of it and the flavor is amazing. Hi, Rick.
Hey, Mary Beth, how are you? You know what? I think you just said it great. First of all, Smithfield, if you're thinking about the most premium pork producer and the largest pork producer in the U.S., that's Smithfield, but it's the quality. And this ham is so special because it's, first of all, it's not something.
Whoop, I think he got stuck there.
Oh, did we
Are you back, honey? Okay, I think he's back.
Me?
Go for it.
Okay.
Yeah, we got you now.
So,
you froze.
So this is a ham that you can't get anywhere else, right? Either at QVC or at Smithfield only. You can't buy this in the store. You have it at those 5-star restaurant buffets. But here's what makes it special. First of all, it's a fully cooked ham. So you don't have to worry about how to cook it. All you have to do is take this out about 2 days prior to when you plan to eat it. Let it thaw out. And then what you do is you take it and put it in the oven at about 325. Cover it in some foil and cook it for about an hour. And you're not cooking it, you're just warming it. And you can see here, the quality of this ham is unbelievable. And you know what I love about the spiral cut? You don't have to have any carving skills. It literally falls off that bone. And imagine getting that beautiful, high quality pork that's been cured with honey. So it has this beautiful little sweetness to it. But then it's slow roasted over with real hickory, so you get this unbelievable depth of flavor. Look at this beautiful entree plate. Imagine this. You're going to taste this ham, the richness of the ham, the sweetness of the honey cure, and then, of course, one of those two glazes, either the pineapple or the honey glaze. And it's just, I'm sure you can smell it there. The aromas right here in our kitchen are just so amazing.
Good. I want to talk about the two glazes so everybody knows which one to choose. Tell me the difference between the honey glaze and the pineapple brown sugar glaze.
So the pineapple brown sugar is going to have a little bit more of that sweet fruit component because of the pineapple. You know, you get that sweetness, and I would say it's a little bit thicker. Whereas the honey glaze is just that classic little bit of honey and a little bit of pinch of like allspice in the back. So if you like something that's a little bit lighter and a little bit of like that spice and sweet, I would go with the honey. But if you like a little bit richer, sweeter, then I would go with the pineapple glaze. And you know what? You seeing there how you're literally just pulling. Look at how moist this pork is. The beauty of this is once they've cooked it, Mary Beth, they let it soak in its own juices. There's no additives or soaking it in waters. It's so succulent for when you think about ham. So often ham is dry. This is the most tender, melt in your mouth ham you've ever had. And
I will tell you this too, because I've had Smithfield hams before. It's real ham. It's not the kind that they've pressed together and shot full of water that just to plump it up. I mean, this is the real thing. I have to tell you, I married a man who came from the farm, and it was a hog farm and also dairy farm. But we know pork. We know good pork. And so this is it. And that's why people go back to Smithfield over and over and over again. Jane, I want to ask you, what do you think of these hams? I mean, I know you've had them before.
I haven't. You know, we started getting them from QVC when my dad was still with us. He would wait in line for that at that ham store, and he would stand in line around the holidays. And I, was always so sad. And then when we started carrying this at QVC, it was like, yay. And the best part about it is it's that protein for your holiday dinner that you're getting right now. But don't laugh. I think my favorite is the leftovers, because
I know
there is nothing better than searing it up the next day with a fried egg and maybe dip it into one of those wonderful Just bagels. Or, I mean, I'm old-fashioned. I can do like a ham and cheese on rye with mustard. Or the other thing I love to do is sear it a little bit the next day and put it in a grilled cheese. like I'm telling you. So yes, it's great for the holiday meal, but I think the leftovers for me are even more fun.
That's so true. You know what?
Yeah.
I want to go back to also something that a lot of people are afraid of, and that's that it would be too salty. Can you speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, so again, when you're talking about Smithfield, you're talking not only the quality of the pork itself, but you're talking about the preparation. It's slow roasted and smoked over real hickory. It's honey cured. There's no excessive additives or solutions to pump it up. So it's the natural salts of the pork. It's perfectly seasoned. You don't get that excessive salt. And the beauty of it, and I want to emphasize this, it's fully cooked. So if you're somebody that's like, I don't know how to cook my ham, guess what? You're thawing, heating, and eating. That's how easy this is to bring to the holiday. Imagine this at the holiday table. I mean, you look at this, and the other thing I think is that spiral cut to me is so important because a lot of people, they don't even know how to carve the ham because of the bone. Well, guess what? It literally falls off and comes right off that bone. So you can just get piece after piece. And what I loved what you said was about leftovers. I just want you to come up here while you guys are chatting. Look what I did. And my team here put together these little mini cubanos, a little bit of roasted pork with some of the ham, some Dijon, and some chopped cornichons or pickles there. Look how gorgeous these little leftovers. Or if you're having breakfast and you have somebody over for the next day, put it with your eggs and your potatoes. You get the most delicious breakfast ham you'll ever have.
Make a bacon, or not a bacon, but a ham, egg, and cheese sandwich on your just bagel.
Oh, I like
exactly.
that.
That's
Right?
what I was thinking.
Yeah.
And by the way, I want to tell you, 1,200 of these already ordered.
wow.
Here's the thing, and that December ship date is going very quickly. We're only offering November 8th, it'll ship out, or December 6th. But the key here is that you're reserving yours. You know, I always say I put it on my calendar because then I don't have to forget and order more than one, you know, kind of thing. But the whole thing is that you are getting your ham reserved. You're getting it at a sale price. You're getting it with the glaze coming with it. That doesn't always happen. It's already cooked for you. It is seriously heat neat. And I also say one more thing about that when it's already spirally cut, is that honestly, if you don't want to heat it before you eat it, you don't have to. I just sometimes let it thaw out over, you know, in the fridge over a couple of days. I'll take it out the day we're going to eat it. And the best thing is get those bagels or croissants or something and then peel these off into slices. Everybody makes their own sandwiches, don't you think?
I love it.
I mean, it tastes as good cold as it does warmed up.
I think that's why I'm the leftover person. And I'm also expecting, Mary Beth, you have a big family too. I'm expecting like maybe quadruple the number of people over for the holidays.
Yeah.
Because last year we were a very tight-knit, tiny group. And so if like we always do turkey at Christmas as well, because usually Mary Beth Rowe and I are working on Thanksgiving. So we've continued to do turkey for Christmas. I'm not going to get a turkey big enough, and I can't do 2 turkeys. So I'm looking at this now and thinking, if you're like us, reserve yours, because then that's one less thing that you'll have to prep for. I bought my husband lobster during Christmas in July, and I forgot about it, and then it got shipped, and he's like, oh, we got lobster. I'm like, oh, Merry Christmas, yay. So, you know, bill to, ship to, and you're all done.
That's exactly right. I want to just mention too, with these, they are going quickly. Here's one quick thing I was going to ask you, Rick, because you're a chef.
Sure.
You know, a lot of people, and my mother was one, they don't throw away that bone. They use it to make something else wonderful. Explain that 100%. A little bit for us.
So when you're done with the ham, and by the way, it's 8 to 9 pounds, so you're serving a large crowd and have the leftovers. But once you get back that bone, you make the most beautiful split pea soup or stock. You use that, the flavor that comes out of that bone. Do not throw it away. It'll make the most delicious stock or soup you've ever had. Yeah. And you know what? I'm standing here while you guys are chatting, and you did it before. This meat is so succulent. I've never seen a ham that's so juicy. I mean, you can see the juices dripping out of it. And thinking about that, it was fully cooked. That's because Smithfield took the time to slowly cook it in its own juices. It's been honey cured, so you get the sweetness and the depth of flavor that goes through and through the pork, and then that hickory flavor. And then, of course, you take one of those 2 different glazes that you choose, and you get that beautiful sweet accent. It is Unbelievable. I'm having a tough time not eating here, but
I know,
made
my
sandwiches.
mouth is watering. I know it. Well, and the other thing is, a lot of times I love to put pineapples on my ham. I don't have to do that anymore.
Right.
I'm just going to get that pineapple maple sugar glaze, and that's all you have to do it. And you could also have the glaze on the side too. Is that glaze something that we just heat up? What do we do? How do we do that?
Super easy. They come in a pouch, and all you have to do is warm it on the stove, and it's really easy. And a lot of people, what they like to do is, again, to prepare this, you're simply thawing it out in the refrigerator 48 hours before you want to use it. Once you've thawed it, you're putting it in an oven at 325, covering it with foil for about an hour. Now, what you can do is take a little of the glaze, put it over it, and then cover it, and then save the rest of the glaze if you really want to.
That's a good idea.
The natural juices in this ham are so amazing. Once you cook it off, you're going to see it. It creates this au jus in addition to the glaze you have. So, I mean, there's juices all over my cutting board here, and that's because of the way it was really cared for in the cooking. Oh,
By the way, Rick, 2,000 of these hams already ordered. If you want the December 6th ship date, we are down to final quantities in the honey glaze, and in the pineapple, we have 150 left in December. A few more in the November ship date, but you might even want to get one for each of those, because sometimes you're having ham for Thanksgiving, ham again at Christmas, and also don't forget, it's one-time only value. This is a price tag that's going up in 15 minutes. You literally have 15 minutes to decide if this is the ham that you want to reserve for your table. Back to you, Miss Jane, JRT.
Oh, okay, MBR. We're going to make some alphabet soup with that ham bone. One of the items, again, that saved us when we weren't going to the store, when we were all home together.